the match between Tottenham and Portsmouth. The third round of the FA Cup took place at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham won. Portsmouth nil. We've got a few guests with us today to review what happened. They'll be with us in just a minute. In the meantime, come on, you Spurs. Welcome back. Welcome to ComeonyespursTV. We are reviewing the match between Tottenham and Portsmouth at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. If you're joining us for the first time, we are ComeonyespursTV. We just talk about everything Spurs. It's a bit of a Nigerian bent to it, but hey, global still. We've got tonight, we've got Ben. Ben, welcome to the program. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Nice to be here.
Deji, good to see you. How are you?
Hey, Sergi, good to see you too.
Beautiful.
Thanks for having me.
Falabi, how's it going?
Good, fine. Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year, everybody. Ben.
Right. Happy New Year to everybody too. Yeah. So, it's been 2 wins on the trot, eh?
Yeah, it's a good way of putting it.
So, I think we've got to look for the positives, haven't we? Been quite a lot of negativity going. About in the Spurs nation in the last few weeks. But thank God we've got something to cheer in the last couple of games. This game is one of them. And what happened? Hang on, we had what? A goal from Harry Kane. 1-0. Talk us through that very quickly. Deji, what do you think? Tell me.
Good goal. Long time coming, but a good goal. Really good goal. We broke. Did we break? We didn't break. We were encamped in the last third, trying to thread the needle. And on this occasion, good ball into the center. I think it was Cess leaned back against his defender, managed to lay it off to Harry, who creamed it straight into the far corner. Excellent goal. Really good one.
Yeah, okay, so before the goal, people will think, okay, we had a League One team. On paper, easy match, easy pickings. You go in there, maybe score 4 or 5 goals, and then good run out for the boys. It didn't quite work out that way. What do you think happened there, Ben?
Well, it's obviously what happened. We had a good game against Palace, second half. And as usual, I think we came out against Portsmouth, had majority of the football. It wasn't what I call sleep-inducing football, because sometimes we can do that. Sometimes I watch Spurs and I do something else while they're playing because it's boring. It wasn't boring, but they couldn't penetrate. I think we had a Portsmouth side that was spirited, and they knew we were fragile, because that we were. The fact we beat Palace last outing was a few days ago as well. So we got to admit that the players were still feeling the match against Palace. So I think all in all, it wasn't a disgraceful display by the Spurs. But I think what happened in most matches.
You said disgraceful.
He said it wasn't. He said it wasn't.
Yeah, no. But it wasn't disgraceful like as if you were like, hey, carry on, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't disgraceful like it could be, because the forums we're members of is a freaking den of people with negativity all over the place, and they would have had a field day if we'd done that. So we were good, but it's just that we couldn't penetrate. But we couldn't penetrate because we don't have a full squad. Remember, there was a quick late change, so we lost Bissouma. So we had to have Oliver, who some people are saying has regressed. I don't think he's regressed. I think people don't understand that if you haven't played matches and you've had serious injuries, you're going to be rusty when you come back. So for me, I think most of the fans watching these matches they're just fanatics, basically. I'll call them fanatics from now on rather than fans, because they just demand tip-top performance every player, every day, every match, and want us to score a hatful of goals. I was happy with the match. I was happy with the way Kane stepped up, did his thing. He stepped up again and gave us his trademark goal. That was wonderful.
Yeah, thanks. That's a good perspective. I think so. I mean, the starting lineup had first time goal, a back three, completely new back three in terms of. I mean, you probably might call your original back three. We had Tanganga, we had Davis, and then Sanchez in the middle. And then on the right we had Emerson Royal and Session on the left of the as wing backs, and then in the middle we had originally it was meant to be Bissouma and Sarr, but I think Bissouma picked up an injury just before. What happened? And then he was replaced by Skip, wasn't it? Because on the starting 11 team list submitted, we had Bissouma on there, but he didn't actually start the match. And then up front we had Hill, Kane, and Son. Now, I mean, I saw some very, very good movement today some good play, if you like, from Sarr. I mean, I just think that guy is something. It's going to be a big, big player for our team in the future, because he had such an assured touch about him. He made it look very, very simple. He kept the ball. He hardly gave it away. And he just had that commanding presence about him. Okay, albeit League One team, who sat back and probably didn't press us too much from that perspective. But we still have people who are giving passes away and who are, having very poor touches within that same match. So says a lot, Deji. What do you think?
Yeah, I was troubled by the performance. We've got the Gunners in I think just over a week, and this performance didn't imbue me with great confidence. I think, like you said, some of the players stepped up to the plate. Certainly, Pep Sarr showed himself as a great prospect. Harry did what Harry does, but I think, again, a lot of the time there were too many touches and quite a few errant ones. Sonny is working himself back into form. I think he's trying really hard. I'm glad that he's not hiding, because sometimes when players are going through a sort of difficult period that he's going through, they tend to hide. He's not hiding, so he's giving it a go, and I think it's just a matter of time before he gets back to his best form. I think, Ben was right. Some people are jumping all over Skippy, and who else was it that came in? I think Cess, and saying how they've regressed. They haven't regressed. They just haven't had enough games, and they need games to get back to their best.
Right.
I just worry a little bit that as we go into the Arsenal game next, some of our best players will be coming back, but they won't have had matches. I think Ben 10 is expected to be back. Betancourt is expected to be back by that game. I'm not sure how match fit he'll be, but I would expect that he would start. I don't know what the coach is doing about the whole Emerson situation. I thought he was going to do like for like when he was bringing Jed Spence on, but he rather preferred to take Sess off and push Emerson over to the left. I know.
He loves him.
He loves it, doesn't he? I don't know.
Yeah.
I know people have normally have a go at Emerson and how we've kind of don't rate him too highly. I actually thought he did quite well today. He nearly got on the score sheet with the ball that came off the inside of the post. I mean, that would have been a fantastic header of a goal. I mean, that seemed to almost like exactly the same type of goal that Harry scored against Crystal Palace a couple of days ago, or a few days ago. And he rose well, and he caught the ball well. I mean, he did everything right. I mean, apart from putting the ball in the net. So, I mean, apart from that, he got in terms of good positions as well. I don't think he did too badly today, if you ask me.
So, you see, the issue is this. If we want to look at, did he not make mistakes, or was he a safe pair of hands? We can probably say that today. Pompey didn't offer much going forward. The point was, they are there, the wing-backs, to attack the byline, to get the ball behind the fullback and get the ball across to the other side. He hardly ever tries to do that because he knows he can't do it. So, and that's the problem. We talk about not having been able to break the other side down, but one of the sure ways we could have tried to do that was to go down the flanks, get to the byline, and cut it back. He wasn't doing that because he can't.
So let's look at that. I mean, Pompey had this really good right back guy. I don't remember his name now, but he gave a really good account of himself against all of the attacks that came down that flank, you know, and so the way we play our wing backs. What you find is that what tends to happen is when they get towards the byline, they actually don't go towards byline. It's either Kulusevski or Son that goes there, and they go inside that almost like an auxiliary striker, which is exactly the position that Doherty was in when he scored a goal against Crystal Palace. If you remember that goal, that's exactly the same position that Kane was in when he scored against Crystal Palace as well, because Hill gave the ball to Kane, and Son gave the ball to Doherty in exactly that same position, and Son was on the byline for that move, and that seems to be the sort of what I call the pattern that
The template
that Conte plays, you know. So I guess in a way it's a bit expecting a little bit not too much from him from that perspective. And when he got in those positions, he actually either crossed well or pass the ball to. It just didn't get. I mean, they didn't get onto the end of it. Falabi, I know you're. I mean, you haven't said anything so far, and everyone's waiting.
To everybody.
You're listening intently, like, okay, hit me, you know.
Well, I mean, I am not. I've made it very clear. I'm not a great fan of Emerson Royal, you know, and I believe he's one of the weakest players we have. Forget being in the team. I mean, even in the squad, you know, we have this issue of breaking down teams. And it's a big problem. You can't break down teams if your wing backs are not doing their jobs. And unfortunately, Emerson just doesn't do the job. I've never seen him do a decent cross in any of the games that he's had. You know, I mean, to even do one or I mean, we're not asking him to be a Reece James from Chelsea or something, but we're certainly expecting a lot better quality than what we're getting and receiving from him. On our left side, I think we're about okay, but on our right side, we're dismal. We're dismal, and especially if you play Emerson Roy and you play Sanchez in the same starting 11. You know, I don't know. My heart just starts pumping. My blood pressure starts just going up. You know, so it's unfortunate. I just don't believe in Emerson Royal. He can't head, he can't cross, he can't tackle, he can't dribble, he can't jump. You know, he can't put himself in decent positions. He can't hold up play. He's always. I mean, I can go on, and it's pathetic. It really, really is. It's pathetic. You know, even if he had scored today, even if that ball had gone in, I would still be saying these same things about him. I'll still be saying these same things because I've been saying it since last season. I will still be saying these same things about him. And the other player, I mean, everybody's going on and hampering on about Jill, how brilliant he is. Jill played a decent game the other day. And I said it the last time I was there. Jill is a lightweight. You know, and I don't get it. I don't understand it. Jill has the same frame as Silva for Man City. But you can't get the ball off Silva. You can't get the ball off Silva. But Jill, you just have to go near him and just cough and he'll fall down. And that's it.
I knew you were going to say that.
He's getting better. He's getting better. He's getting better.
It's true. Oh, come on. You guys are saying he's getting better. He's getting better. For how many? For how long? You just said it. You're facing the top of the league in 7 days. In 7 days' time, you're facing the top of the league. You're facing the top of the league.
Falabi, you said people are being negative.
I'm not. No. Don't get me. Wait.
I think Hill had a good game against Palace. Hill was man of the match against Palace.
I think he was all right today as well. He grew into the game today. I think he had a decent second half. Yes, he does fall off the ball a little bit, but he needs to get his head up a bit more. But he's going past players. He's at least trying to make things happen. So yeah, I mean, I'd give him a 6 out of 10 for today. I don't think it was that bad.
Okay, so I mean,
I'm just looking at the back. You're playing. I mean, I'm
Falabi,
joining.
Falabi, remember, we've got an injury list that's that caused him to have to play. Kulusevski was not fit. We've got Richarlison out. He wouldn't be starting if those guys were fit. So you've got to remember that as well.
Baby, yes. But even if he's not starting, what if he comes on and we need him to come on? We need him to create and open defenses up for us. That's what we need him for.
He's getting better, Falabi.
Okay.
In Palace, he did it. He did it in Palace. He was involved in 3 goals. For me, he was brilliant.
Yeah.
I think he was involved in all 4 goals actually. I mean, against Palace, he had a hand in all the 4 goals. I mean, that
the fourth one was a pass before
maybe Falabi didn't watch it. Falabi, you watch him?
It was.
You watch that match, Falabi?
I watched it and I slept.
Okay, no wonder.
Okay.
You must have slept off in the first half.
Clearly.
Play me.
Well, I mean, one of the things people always say is that in a match like because of the nature of the squad that we've got, a number of competitions that we're in at the moment, we should rotate a lot more, right? And,
how many competitions are we in?
And because of that,
we're in 3.
So how many other teams are in 3 as well?
No, I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that. I mean, they say that we don't rotate enough. I mean, we normally find that. I mean, the teams are predictable when it comes to Conte, when everyone is fit, and as much as possible, we find that we're not quite as flexible, or we don't change the system as such. But however, if you look at the last few, of course, maybe it's been forced by injury, but I mean, you can only play what you got, and those who've come in, I think they've given a reasonable account of themselves, given the amount of game time they had over time, and the fact that, I mean, when you have, it's, well, like I always say to people, right, as a coach, you're caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. The punters or the fans want results, right? If you make changes and the changes don't come off, they'll say to you, why have you put this person on the bench when you've got a fit first team player, you know? So it's like, look, get the results in or get the result done. But when you're struggling, you don't trust your players. So it's a very, very difficult place to be in for any manager. And I know that, I mean, look at the classic example is Sarr. I mean, Sarr is coming and he's done a reasonably good job in the times that he's played in so far. But I actually think that one of the reasons why that has happened for him is not because there's been a lot of injuries, but also because of the way he has acquitted himself in training. Like Chuma said the other day, right? Everybody went back home. He got 2 weeks holiday or 2 weeks break after the World Cup. But what did he do? He came straight back to the squad.
Yeah.
He came straight back. You know, and that tells a coach that this is the kind of guy I want playing for me. You know, and he's shown very, very, I mean, good touches. He's been disciplined on the ball. He's kept it very, very simple. And the times when he's had to show his flair, he's shown it in a way that just been so effective and on point. I mean, Ben, I mean, I see you nodding your head. I mean, do you agree with me or what?
Yeah, I agree with you totally. I absolutely agree with you. I can't fault your assessment at all. It's just, I don't know. I'm not. In some ways, I'm lost for words.
You lost for words? No. Really? that would be the day.
It is strange. I mean, did you help me, Joe?
No, seriously. Papsa, I think has been a revelation thus far. I hope he doesn't get sent out on loan. I think the coach has said as much. It was on the cards that he may be going out on loan again, but I think the coach has said that with all the competitions we're in and with the injuries we're having, and I think also it's shown he's not going anywhere. So hopefully he gets a lot more games. And I think now that the coach knows that he can deliver, he will probably rotate him more. I think Conte has been a little bit cautious really because he's worried about the guys letting him down if he brings the youngsters in. But somebody like Papsa has come in, and I think he's shown himself well worth a place in the team, certainly for rotations. I think he'll get a few more games. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. He's a good player.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player. I mean, like everyone's sort of almost like seemingly unanimous in the idea that he's gonna be a really good player. I think for us as a team, it's good that we're finding those sort of little gems, right? And I think if you look at what business model that our chairman runs, if you like, and we're going to come to that subject very soon. In terms of uh, it looks like some people have this view that we're not spending enough money, right? Or if we're spending money, we're not spending it right. Or if we're spending it right, we're not utilizing the players that we've got in the way that will integrate them into the team in an effective way to ensure that they perform at their optimal. And so it's a mix of how much you put it, a mixed bag of the chairman is looking at okay finding good talent, but think people that won't sort of attract a high wage, right? And at the same time, you want, I mean, Mr. Conte probably wants somebody who's ready to kick and go, but who's demanding a massive wage, you know. And Mr. Levi's got to balance the books. The fans are saying that, oh, yes, I mean you're not spending money. I mean you're not, you know, you're quibbling over pennies. And when you think about it, right? I think I'm not sure that there's any manager that Levi has had or so far who spent as much money as Conte in the short time that he's been here. You know, we've had Richarlison come in, 60 million quid. We've had Kulusevski, we've had Bentancur, we've had Romero, we've had Langley, we've had Perisic. You know, all of these players, they don't come cheap. Even though, okay, Perisic on a free transfer, it's commanding a decent wage. You know, Langley, okay, fine on loan, but they might sort of do deals to sort of place us in a way that where we're at financially, if you like. Some people say that, oh, we're not spending or not conducting the deals that will give us the kind of result that we're looking for. I actually think the balance has been reasonably good. I mean, I'm not saying it's perfect, you know, and if everyone had perfection, we'll be winning trophies. Which brings me back to, let's just talk about that for a minute. Deji, you have a view on that, don't you?
Yes, I do. I think it's a challenge, and I mean the foundation you've laid is a good one. But at the end of the day, do we want to be competitive on the pitch? The competition, the people who win the league are going out and are spending 40, 50, 60 million every other month. Now, we can't do that, but at least we've got to be matching them somewhere close. It's a great model to say you want to bring young players through, but that's a longer term. It's a longer term project, and if you're going to take on a project like that, then you probably aren't going to have a manager like Antonio Conte, and I think that's where we have the dilemma. You've got a coach who wants to deliver now, and you're using a template whereby you expect delayed gratification. It's a bit of a mismatch. And I think what is going to have to happen, something has got to give. Either Conte is going to get backed real quick between now and the end of the season, or he's going to be on his bike. I think that's the bottom line. I hope that the owners will back him, and that will mean that we'll be hoping to win something by next season. If we don't win anything this season, that is. But the idea of continuing with the old template with this kind of coach is just not going to work.
Interesting. Polabi, I think you have a contrary opinion, don't you?
Actually, my opinion is, you know, I think we got to go back to a bit of our history. You know, when Levy came in, and even if after a while when Levy was with us, we were up until a few seasons ago a selling club. All everybody could come in for any of our top players, put the cash on the table, they'll go. Bell went, Modric went, Even before Bell and Modric, you know.
Berbatov.
What? Berbatov
Berbatov.
Berbatov.
to United, yeah, to United and everything.
Carrick.
Who?
Carrick. Michael Carrick.
Carrick, yeah.
Carrick to United.
Modric,
Exactly.
look at Modric. Gareth
Yeah,
Bale. I mean, the list is endless.
So, and we were always called, oh, the selling club, you know, and we managed to get in top 4 one time with Redknapp, Harry,
Harry.
you know, and then we embarked on a massive endeavor, massive project, the stadium. To have carried that stadium and to have seen it to completion, it took a heck of a lot of effort.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? So, pardon?
I said here.
It took a heck of a lot of effort, foresight, determination, and you know, credit sometimes has to be given. And it's just not given enough. I really don't believe it is. And then we're now in a situation where we are now. We're no longer known as a selling club. You can't just come in and say you want to buy this player from us, you want to buy that player from us. No. Yes, Levy is known. He can be known as a hard person to deal with and a hard person to do business with and everything. But you know, we got to look at our finances and our projection where we want to be. Yes, we want to remain in the top 4. Yes, we want to be competing and everything. And right now, our competing is actually to remain in the top 4. Maybe by next season, with more cash injections and everything, maybe by selling the naming rights of the Tottenham Stadium, we inject more funds and everything. But what people don't understand is, and people seem to forget, you know, it's not just about buying the players. Because we can't, essentially, we can't compete to go and buy an £80 million player, a £100 million player. Yes, we can. But it's all the afterwards, the signing on fee, the bonuses, the salaries. You know, those are where we don't come. Those is where we can't go, and we can't be paying £500,000, £380,000, £400,000 a week salaries. No, we can't. So in that direction, we just don't. We know where we want to be. We know the kind of players we want to get. You know, so we always in the market, not necessarily for cheap players or anything, but we want the players that we can manage to pay their salaries on our salary level structure. It's only 2 seasons ago we moved away from the £100,000 a week salary structure to £200,000 a week. It's only 2 seasons ago. So we're slowly getting there. You know, I've been supporting Tottenham for over 50 years. We're slowly getting there, and it's taken a lot of effort to get to where we are now. And I give a lot of credit to Daniel Levy. I really do. And finally, I think, as you said, he's given a lot of faith. He's shown a lot of faith in Conte. He has shown a lot of faith in Conte. And I don't think he will stop now. I think he will still do it. I think he will still go out into the market, get Conte a couple of players that he wants, and I think he will still do it even in this January transfer. You know, but the players that Conte wants and everything, whether it will be loan to buy, but they'll also have to be considered on our salary structure. You know, that's where I am. I really do think Levy will continue to support Conte because he knows the kind of manager he's got.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very difficult to knock. Well, I guess it's easy to knock actually. When you have players always. I was sorry, when I say players, sorry, I meant the fans. I mean, for me, the fans always have this notion that look, there's money somewhere to be spent, and we're not spending the money. And the truth is that nothing could, for me, I don't think anything could be further from the truth, because if you go out and market and so people will ask you questions, say, where is Liverpool getting the money? Where is Man United getting the money? But if you look at it, even Man United with all their spending power in quotes, they've had to slow down in this transfer window, apparently, because they can't afford to sign any more players, given how much they spent already. Now, if Man United, with all their riches, can be slowing down at this point in the transfer window, it says a lot about a team that is meant to be like at the top of the chain when it comes to the level of resources that they've got at their disposal. That's first. And secondly, one of the things about which Levi always sort of emphasizes is that even if you spend a lot of money buying players, there's no guarantee that they will work in the end. I mean, we've got good examples in Lo Celso and Ndombele. Spent between them almost 120 million to get those two. And what happened? They more or less tanked, Now, they're going to have to sell them for a loss or offload them to someone else. So, and then they're also on huge salaries as well. So, it's a bit of a big loss from the club's perspective. But all of these things are things that we have to sort of give Mr. Levi credit for. Okay.
And you see those fans. Soji, what you said makes sense, Soji, because what you said, you see all the fans. When you ask them, oh, what about those two guys, Ndombele and Lo Celso? They say, they will take a haircut. They're not. It's not their money. They just don't even think. They just behave like fanatics. Just we take a lot. We. And that's why there's a guy on the forum, Laja. He always say, oh, we. What do you mean we? It's in your pocket. And that's why normally I just ask guys there whether they put Kobo inside. And all of them say no. Or they do funny faces. They just talking like fanatics. But they don't get it. And I agree totally with what you said.
I agree with you. You know what I've said? Yeah, you know what I have said many times. My brother in Nigeria and I, we have, I don't even know how many staff we have, even expatriate staff that we have in Germany and everything. And we're now getting staff in Dubai.
Well, for some reason, we can't see your face. You're a little bit too close to the camera.
You see me now.
Beautiful, right. So I can see you now, right.
We get staff and everything. I said it one time, and I've said it several times. Some of these people that are making all these comics and everything, they've never even paid salaries once in their lives. They collect salaries. There's nothing wrong with collecting salaries. But when you are running a multi-billion pound, dollar, yen, any currency you want to call it, in business, you've got shareholders to pay. You've got shareholders to answer to. Don't forget, we're a PLC. People should remember that we are a PLC. You've got shareholders to answer to. You've got staff to pay. You've got salaries to pay. You've got a company to maintain and to run. And you guys are telling me, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, let's buy this one. Just buy that one. Pay this one, pay this. And yet, you've never even registered a company or run a company. You've never even met salaries for 1 month. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Olabi, don't let us move away from where the conversation really should be. Look, let me tell you how. Hang on, Olabi. Let me tell you how it looks to the average fanatic. He'll tell you all he's interested in is winning trophies. If you tell him that, oh, we spent a lot of money building this fantastic stadium in order to bring this fantastic day in the future, he'll say he would have happily stayed at White Hart Lane. That money that you borrowed to build the stadium, why don't you use it to build the team? Use it to build the team. Win things.
The money that you borrowed to build the stadium would only give you revenue back.
Hang on, Sarge. I hear you. I'm playing devil's advocate here. Okay. I'm just telling you what the fanatic will say. He will say to you, pack White Hart Lane full of people and use it for whatever you're going to use it for. You don't have to borrow the billions you needed to borrow to build the stadium. Just borrow a little bit more and get us some players in and win us some trophies, and we'll be fine. Because we support the club, because we want to win things, and we frankly don't give a toss whether the stadium is beautiful or not. Now, the truth is somewhere in between. And I hear Falabi, I hear you too, Soji, when you say that, no, we've got to plan for a future. We're not a selling club anymore because we're well run. That's all very well and good. But we've got to get a balance where after 21 years We're not talking about only winning the League Cup 13 years ago. That is not good for a football club, however good its stadium is. And
Okay,
the second point,
right.
okay, sorry.
Carry on.
Go on.
You go, finish your point. Sorry.
The second point I want to make is I hear you perfectly well when you say we can't afford to go out and buy this 80, 90 million pound player. The question I then ask is, well, don't get an Antonio Conte that's going to rack up the pressure because he wants those sort of players. Go get yourself a Potter or get yourself the guy at Newcastle and let them come and do a Pochettino. That's fine. It's the mismatch that's my problem.
Okay. I mean, all of these points are fantastic, but let's just come to the big points which you just mentioned earlier on, which is to win trophies. This season, are we going to win something this season? What do you guys think? Okay, we're in the fourth round of the FA Cup. We're still in the Champions. I mean, even though we're 12 or 13 points behind the leaders,
We're not going to win the
down
league.
the road, but that can change very, very quickly. You know.
No, we're not going to win the league. So if
okay,
On a fool's paradise.
I think I kind of mentioned this before, and I sound like a lone voice in the wilderness, right?
you think we might still win the league,
Hold on one second. Here we are. We're 13 points behind. We're 13 points behind.
I was going to ask what you're talking.
And we're not even halfway through the season yet, right? Now, we've had what I call every team goes through a bad patch in the course of a league season, right? And it happens to even the very best teams in the whole wide world. You know, have one patch when they draw a couple of games, lose a few games away. I mean, have a PR decision that goes against them, something injuries, you know, whatever it is that sort of afflicts them over the course of the season, right? It's how you ride through those storms, right, that determines what happens to you at the end of the season, right? I actually think that in our own situation, we're probably getting to the end of what I call the storm of injuries to players, us going behind, and basically not playing that well. We're beginning to play a little bit better than before, and it's getting better slowly, game by game. And the fringe players are beginning to get into their own, and slowly we're beginning to get something out of the boys. What is to say that Mr. Conte, this is me playing devil's advocate here, is not playing mind games and saying that, to manage the expectation of everyone and say, we got 3 years left, we don't have a lot of good players, you know, but in his mind, he's saying to the guy in the dressing room, say, look, you guys, we need to go out and win this thing, you know. If he does a good job at the end of the season, everyone comes and says, yes, Conte has done a fantastic job, because he's so underplayed our expectations that if we do really well, we have been seen to have done something better. What do you think, Ben?
This you know what, this story where you're playing out here, I jumped off the bus long time ago. I jumped off. See, we're that fool's paradise. If we think that we can win any league, we're just kidding ourselves. I don't think there's any playing down anything. I think the squad is what it is. I've been with Tottenham for long enough to know that, you know, we have a massive improvement over the previous years when we were playing in the old stadium. So now is a big difference. Yes, I agree. But there's the same problem that has chopped so many managers in the past, from Poch all the way up to Conte, and I think Conte is stronger than that. He won't fall prey. But I don't think we're going to win the league. I think we might win a cup, the FA Cup, but not if we play like we would play today. But I don't expect us to play like we play today, because that wasn't a team that you would think that we'd play in another round of the FA Cup. I think we're missing lots of players. So I think we were forced to play the team we played today. But I think that Conte knows this is the only avenue for us to get some silverware this year. We're not going to win the league. We're not going to win the Champions League. I'm not with all those big boys out there. I'm not with the players we got. Unless we have a moment like we had when we got to the final against Liverpool, we're not going to win that. So the only thing is FA Cup. So I think we'll probably win that. We might win that. But apart from that, everything else is a pipe dream. We ain't pretending anything. There's no pretense. There's no mind games. We don't have
ideology.
Sometimes he does some things. Sometimes he does things like this Jed Spence thing. he's pissed off with the fact that they went to go and buy someone without talking to him. So he's like, okay,
Yeah.
see Doggy and Spence, same group. They should send him out, let him get fit, because Doggy was even better than Spence. And he's not in the team. He's busy playing for Udinese and trying to get much, trying to bulk up and get ready to play next season. So I think everybody's making noise about Jed Spence. You saw Jed Spence today. He came out, didn't do anything. He just passed the ball back. This is not John Forrest where he doesn't run like headless chicken.
Oh,
So,
no, Emmanuel. Emma, you didn't get crash a boys only club. It's fantastic. Honestly, it's good to have a female perspective. I mean, you can always contribute as well, because I've got Emma, who's in the comment section there below. I'm gonna add a comment there. Yeah, so yes, please by all means leave a comment. It's in good form. It's good to have you.
I thought you would meet Emma.
Oh no. The comments.
I was wondering.
Comments. And Yink says that free Jet Spence. Hashtag free Jet Spence.
Is that father? Is that Padre?
No. It's Yinka Woni. I think he's been a guest on the show before. Spence has never had a chance to show his worth. I mean, that's what he's saying. And I guess that's another perspective, if you like. I mean,
I want to ask one question.
Go on.
I want to ask.
What did you say?
Player for player.
Yeah.
Their top players against our top players.
Who?
Are those gooners down the road? Their first 11 against our first 11. On paper. Are they any better than our first 11?
That's a good question. Yeah, keep your comments coming through. This is ComeonyespursTV. The question Falabi is asking is, are players better than Arsenal's players first 11 man for man? What do you reckon? Keep your comments coming in, and we'll like to hear your thoughts.
Have a stab at that?
Well, we saw that last season. We saw that last season. They haven't changed any players from last season, and last season they were crap against us. We showed them. Didn't you see the all or nothing? That I always watch the last one. It makes me laugh. Way they played.
But you better get ready in a couple of weeks' time, because you're facing them. Okay.
It's just over with. Look, guys.
But there's a reason. The question was, are they better? The question was, are they better? And my answer is no, they're not better. But they've played together longer than our guys have played together, and that's why they're doing well now. I mean, last season, the last 3 seasons, they yabbed them anyhow.
They played longer than our players have played. No, most of the players we had last season.
No, with the system. Their system. I'm talking about. They played under Arteta for 4 years, so they managed now.
They've not had the same players for 4 years. They've not had these players. They've not had these same players for 4 years.
Okay.
Guys, let me answer this question. Watch Arsenal play. They have a template which they have stuck to since Arsene Wenger. Each and every one of their footballers has a brilliant first touch and can pass the ball to his teammate under the most intense of pressure. Technically, they are better than us. The problem we're having, apart from anything else, we don't have all the players with the requisite technique, and we have not gelled into a team the way they have gelled, which is why they are that much better than us and that much further ahead than we are in the league. Watch them play. The technique is incredible.
Okay, so it says to answer Mr. Falabi's answer. I mean, this is one comments coming through. It says, on paper, yes. On form, no. On paper, Tottenham is better. On form, Arsenal are better. And it says Arsenal are better in the first half of games. Spurs are way better in the second half.
Well, that is a good point.
Hopefully it's 0-0 at halftime next week.
I know, right?
At least 0-0.
I mean, it's one of those difficult ones, isn't it? I mean, the key is that, look, what speaks is the results. No matter how good you are on paper or how it is the results. So what happened on the pitch
derby,
is the what counts.
That's it. In a derby, it's going to be all hard.
My second question is this: are we playing as well as we played last season? Are we playing this season as well as we played last season?
Good question. So, if you're joining for the first time, the question is, are we playing as well as we played last season, this season? If you're, this is Come On You Spurs TV, your comments welcome in the comment section below. The first question was, Spurs, are they better than Arsenal on form and on paper?
Man for man.
Man for man. And the consensus seems to be that Arsenal are better because, the results show that they are at the top of the league, and results speak volumes.
I said on paper.
You guys say on paper we are better. On form, Arsenal are better, and that Arsenal are better in the first half of games, while Tottenham top in the second half. That's a good one, we've beaten Pompey, League One team today 1-0. Good match. Fantastic goal from Kane. Draws him one behind Jimmy Greaves to equal his record.
Kane, this is the other thing. We have. Kane sometimes should just sit down and relax. Kane cannot play in every single game.
Well, I guess. Yeah, I guess one of the difficulties, like you said, is okay. So if he doesn't play, who plays? That's first point.
Exactly.
Second point.
Who would have played today if Harry had played?
Yeah. Second point is that okay, fine. We are trying to blood young players, right? But who are we going to bring in to replace him? We've had a lot of injuries, so from an injury perspective, it's just nothing else to do. On the third point is that look, it's not like we have a midweek game this week. There's no midweek game to rest him against. To rest him for. We have a game next Saturday, which is a big one, So the only risk factor there from playing him today was maybe risking injury, if you like, because chance that he may have gotten injured, which you really can't legislate for. You can even. Kulusevski didn't play a match; he got injured in training. So injuries don't give you warning as to how that's what you might call occupational hazard of the game. It says to answer Mr. Falabi again, Nika. Let's put his answer on the screen and see what it says. It says here, look. Sports have a mentality issue in regard to managing matches, and so from first half last season, no. Second half this season, yes, So that's his answer to your question. So keep them coming, keep your answers coming. Come on, Spurs TV. If you're here for the first time, subscribe to our channel, like and share with those you think would love this. Yes, come on, Spurs TV Nation. We are so happy to have you here. Happy New Year again, everybody. Spurs kicking off the FA Cup campaign with a 1-0 win against Portsmouth at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I keep saying White Hart Lane,
Understandable, old timer.
I know, right? Anyway, yes, we're looking forward to in the fourth round, on the draw for the fourth round, and the big one is next weekend. And I guess everyone's looking forward to that. I know we're going to have a preview for that game in another program, but just to sort of get a sense from guys as to how are you feeling coming up to the North London Derby this time at home to the guys up the road. I don't like saying their name on this program. Sorry. How are you feeling?
I don't say.
Falabi?
I don't say their name. Candidly and truthfully speaking, right now I'm not feeling. I'm trying to remain positive.
Okay.
I'm trying to remain energetically positive. I'm trying to. I'll know how I feel towards on Friday, when I know which of our players are available, which of our players are back to fitness and everything. So from there, I'll know how I'm feeling. But right now, I'm just trying to remain energetically positive. I'm trying to remain energetically positive that Kuku will be back, that Benton Cole will be back, that we may even have Coconut Head back, Cardiston. It's not me that called him that or that named him that. Adwale, I hope you are listening to this. Adwale, I hope you are listening to this. help.
Oh, goodness. Lord have mercy. So we broadcast live to Facebook, we broadcast live to YouTube, and on YouTube channels, everything's called ComeonyespursTV. You can subscribe. I've got Omoni Kaye who's just subscribed, and he says he's Come On You Spurs. Thank you for joining us. We'd love to hear from you. And we're discussing the aftermath of the Spurs versus Portsmouth. Spurs won 1-0, and we're kind of having a little look ahead to next week's London Derby, not London Derby, against the guys up the road. And we're going to have a proper preview program, and we'll hopefully have everyone on board, and we can leave the comments. And well, yeah, it'll be great to hear from you, Deji. What's your view?
I'm more optimistic than I was 2 weeks ago. I think the Palace game came at the perfectly right time for us. Not so good today, but Palace will make the lads feel that they have a good game in them. It's a derby, so form goes out the window. It's going to be who wants it more. Hopefully, we're going to want it more than they do. They're top of the league, and we need to knock them off that perch. And if there is anything at all in our bellies, any fire in our bellies at all, we should come out swinging. If we get the first goal, and I hope we do, then it could be a fantastic afternoon. We don't want to go behind. But even then, we've got a great comeback in us, as long as we don't go behind by 2 goals or 3 goals. I think if we keep it tight and we come out swinging, I think we have a good chance of a win, and at the very worst, getting a draw. But we certainly don't want to be losing that game.
Okay, thanks for that. Ben, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon that these North London derbies, the one we played in at the Emirates wasn't like a derby at all. They slaughtered us, and we weren't at the races that match at all. Disgraceful to put it mildly. But I suspect at home we won't do an Aston Villa. We won't do what we did against Aston Villa. I think if not a draw, we'll nick it. That's what I think. Because I think the boys who want to put in a good shift. The defenders that we play today are not the ones that are going to play again on Saturday. That's for sure. We know they've been rested. They were rested for this match, and they'll be coming out swinging. Romero, I'm expecting big things from him. Dyer, I don't know what I'm expecting from him, but hopefully he will step up. He'll have one of his good matches. They always say this. They say people think that players can play week in and week out. It doesn't happen. I mean, they slaughtered Everton yesterday. They were saying, I'm talking about the commentators. They said that Everton has 1 in 4 players, that their players only turn up once in 4 matches, which is terrible. So that especially if all their back 4 turned in a shoddy performance, 1 match, they'd be slaughtered like they were against Brighton. Brighton just took them to the cleaners. But I believe that we at Spurs, we don't have those kind of players. I think with Romero, Dyer switched on, and Longley, the back 3. And then, of course, we'll have the Perisic on down the one side. And we won't have, sorry, Folabi, we won't have our dear friend on the right. We're going to have King, I almost called him King. We'll have Royale. It was a Freudian slip. We'll have Royale down that side, that's for sure.
Do you think Royale will start the derby?
Wait! Don't get.
Yeah, I think he'll be there because he's a good defender.
I think he's a good defender.
I think
we have
listen with Matt.
Oh, okay. I see your point. That we could have had Doherty, but Doherty didn't play today.
No, so he won't start Royale. He knows now that guy is a nutter.
Okay, maybe let's see. Falabi don't wake up. The thing is,
yes.
All you need to wake Falabi up is to mention Emerson Royal, and he'll be up in arms.
I thought Falabi wanted to grab me around the neck. The way he does go.
Right.
No, you're right. It'd be Doherty. So think about it. The team is going to be much stronger against the scum down the road. So I think we should pull it off. And that would be good. It'd be good for morale. It'd be good for the season. It could be the turning point for us in the league.
Who do you think we'll have across the midfield?
Across the midfield, there's only 2 players. So we'll have. I don't think Bentancur is too early. I think we're going to have Sarr. I think Sarr will be there.
You think?
I don't think we'll have. I think so. Do you not see Sarr? Sarr is so assured in the ball. He's so assured. He doesn't. He for me he plays like Bentancur, but he's more assured because Bentancur sometimes switches off. He'll make the wrong pass. But this he's a tall boy as well. This Sarr guy is a tall
He
boy.
is.
I think he plays
Yeah.
well. I wouldn't be surprised. Let me put it this way: I
You
wouldn't be surprised if Sarr plays.
don't think the derby will be too hot for him to so early on? The North
No, I
London
don't think so.
derby.
I mean, these guys play Chelsea, the Scum. I couldn't call the name. The Scum down the road. They play youngsters. They got the youngest team in the Premiership.
Yeah, but they've been
You know?
playing week in, week out. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I hear you.
well,
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm just saying I won't be surprised. That's what I'm saying. If he doesn't choose him, fine. But I wouldn't be
Okay,
surprised.
so one of the things I hear people say that, oh, they've been playing young players, I mean, up the road, week in, week out, but that's not true though. I mean, if you think about, if you look across their team at the moment, right? If they didn't play those people who they're playing now, who would they play? I mean, Ben White in the right hand side position. Who else would they have played? Tomiyasu? Or they would have played Gabriel or Saliba? Who would come in for Gabriel or Saliba?
I don't know their players.
Exactly.
I don't want.
And then
Exactly.
you have.
I don't want to mention a single one of their players. I don't know them.
I don't care.
Soji, you knowing their names of their players and everything. I'm wondering if
All right. So, but you do appreciate the fact that, look, we run a channel, right? And because we run a channel, we need to have a bit of knowledge about their position and who we're playing against. You know, it just happened to be those guys up the road who were talking about this time around.
We just need to know they wear red. That's all.
On that forum more often. And Mama Gio, I need to call her out. Tell her that I'm more popular.
Anyway, I mean, it's good match, good outcome for us. I'm really looking forward to the North London derby. A bit of trepidation, quiet confidence, but also being aware that it could go either way. Like Ben said, I mean, on a derby, form goes out the window. You know, it's like, I mean, you rather said, look, it's who wants it more on the day. I mean, we just pray that our guys show the right type of desire and grit and application to pull it off. I mean, we have quite a few players coming back from injury, and hopefully they will be in good enough nick to make a difference in that match. Even if they don't go full 90 minutes. You know, at least we got the option on the bench to change things should things not go too well as we expect. You know. But it's been good to have you guys. Good result today. We're looking forward to next weekend with a bit of excitement, some sort of a bit of trepidation, but at the same time, we're also, you know, very, very positive. You know,
respect has been earned. They've earned it.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, the thing what would delight most Spurs fans is that we get to take points off them as win against them and derail whatever chances they may have to do anything in the league, you know. Yeah, so that's it. So final word from you guys, Falabi.
Happy New Year, everybody. May the Lord bless us and continue to guide us throughout 2023.
Amen. Thank you so much.
First win is something. And
Thank you.
Get the result on Saturday. Have a weekend. Have a great week. Have a blessed Sunday and have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you. Did you?
Looking forward to the North London derby. Hopefully we can help knock those buggers off their perch.
Thank you so much. Ben.
Yeah, I echo everything that both Falabi and Deji said, Joe. I want us to knock the stuffing out of those guys because for one, on the side of the forum guys who want to brag, and this one is the biggest bragging right. So if we knock them down, my brothers and sisters, all of them will just shut up one time.
Everybody go shut up.
Now, come on, you Spurs, Joe.
Well, you know, there's this, everyone knows the Burna Boy song about last. Now everybody can chop breakfast.
Chop their own breakfast at the lane.
And I think that you should play that song next when you do the post-match thing. You should play that song. Play this song.
Exactly. Everybody go chop breakfast. So we're hoping that they chop their breakfast when they come over to the lane next weekend. Yeah, so guys, it's been an absolute blast having you guys. As always, I'm very, very grateful. Ben, Deji, Folavi, you guys are superstars. Thank you so much, guys. In the meantime, come on, you Spurs.
Good to be
You're a
with you.
star.